Hello, Professor. My name is Miriam Zuniga, and this is the playlist I created alongside with Melanie Walsh. The first song we pick is My Hero from the Foo Fighters. We believe this song can be used to describe Beowulf. It also made me remember a quote from the American writer Joseph Campbell. It says, "A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself." In the story, even though Beowulf was considered to have supernatural strength above the average man, he still wasn't a god or a divine creature. That is why I consider him just an ordinary man, as in the chorus of this song, but that he had the courage to uh, fight monsters, and even at the end, he sacrificed his life for the well of his people. In Beowulf's story, after many years had passed, a dragon appears. This dragon terrorizes the town after a slave steals a piece of gold from his hoard. I can relate this part to the first verse of the song Gold from Imagine Dragons. It says, "First comes the blessing of all that you've dreamed, but then comes the curses of diamonds and rings." I think that this slave thought that he was going to improve his life by stealing this piece of gold, but he didn't realize that by doing so he was releasing a curse, the curse of the dragon. The next song is about the dragon. This song is from the soundtrack of The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. The character of Smaug, the dragon, was created by J.R.R. Tolkien, and he inspired himself on the dragon of Beowulf. You can see in The Hobbit, the story is very similar. So, in The Hobbit, Bilbo and a group of dwarves go on a quest to recover a treasure that is being guarded by said dragon, but they woke him up when trying to steal his gold treasure. This song is Icy Fire by Ed Sheeran. 50 years have passed since Beowulf defeated Grendel and his mother. And when a new monster appears, he decides to fight this monster too. But as I said, 50 years had passed, so he is not the same warrior that he was before. So he dies when defeating this dragon. I believe that by doing this, Beowulf secured his place in history by having an honorable death as a warrior.
Hello, now we're going to talk about Othello. And for this one, we selected the song If I Can Dream by Elvis Presley. When Elvis presented or performed this song for the first time, he was trying to do a protest against the crimes committed against Black people during a few months during that time, due to the racism, intolerance, and hate. He said that he dreamed that everyone was able to be equal and live in peace. He was trying to speak against racism, intolerance, and hate, of course. In the case of Othello, he is a victim himself of racism and prejudice due to his origins. And we found that this is ironic in the sense that that is exactly what Elvis was trying to denunciate in his song. So in this case, we think that actually the link between these two, the song and the play, is actually that it is ironic how one is the victim and the other is just talking against those behaviors that can create victims. Now we can continue with a modest proposal in which we selected two songs. The first one is going to be They Don't Care About Us by Michael Jackson. And well, just in the essay, Jonathan Swift actually is just talking about how English people didn't care about Irish people and how they were starving due to the abuses that they were suffering. And in that case, there he is just presenting us the proposal that he has that actually it is to sell their own children to whoever wants them to eat them. And in that case, they will be able to earn some money to buy their own food and survive. We all know that this is sarcastic essay, and it is not what he was thinking actually. But at the same time, this is representing exactly the same that that Michael Jackson said later on, that actually is that authorities didn't care about them and didn't care if they were able to buy food or able to be free with the money that they got. They didn't care. So in that case, I think that both of them were representing how they felt regarding the things that the authorities weren't seeing. And in that case, I think that this is a symbolism and also a parallelism between the two artistic forms. The other song that we think that can represent a modest proposal is actually another irony and at the same time a symbolism. The song is Imagine by John Lennon. And when Jonathan Swift wrote this, he was just criticizing how English people were abusing them and how we're letting them starve. And in that case, he wanted to show us how greedy they were and what was the possible solution in order to eradicate this poverty in Ireland. However, in the song Imagine, John Lennon is talking about something completely different, the opposite. He is talking about how the world could be if there were no possessions, no countries, no hungry, which is exactly what Jonathan Swift was trying to say. That actually, due to these greedy countries' possessions and all that, they're starving, and it seems that nobody cares. As I see this, this song could be a reflection of actually what Jonathan Swift was thinking when he wrote the essay, or actually what he wanted when he wrote the essay. Well, thank you very much and have a nice day.